Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Scuttlebutt with Ivy's Family Factotum. So, yeah, it's just me today. Gladys actually had an appointment. She had to go to, it's like an hour drive, give or take. And, yeah, so she actually had left out earlier this morning. And, man, I am so ready to work on this project to get this driveway. I mean, just getting a lot of the mud and stuff out here, man. It's ruts. She likes playing in the mud, don't you? Don't you? I know folks like seeing you. But yeah, so I'm out here by myself. Kiddo's inside. She's gonna be just watching some Christmas movies and playing until Gladys gets back. She didn't do any schoolwork yesterday because obviously we were out here. Gladys was smoking me out, working on the chicken coop, and yeah, I ended up having to go inside for a little bit. And I mean, I've told her in the past, even Dad, when they were here, I'd tell him too, is for whatever reason. I mean, because there's always stuff to burn, right? You're always going to have leaves, sticks, right? There's always going to be something on property, right? If you own property, anything over, I would say, a few acres, that you're always going to have burn piles, right? Well, I do not like, because for me, being Navy veteran, okay, I did boots on ground out in Iraq. So I actually did, it's called an IA, right? And it's a intermediate assignment, right? So even though I was supposed to be instructor at a schoolhouse up in Rhode Island, I got assigned, right? It's kind of one of those either volunteer or be voluntold type things. So I was like, okay, well, put me down as volunteer then, since I don't really have a choice. And you basically went out on assignment for a year. So it was 6 months worth of training, 6 months out in country, and then basically came back to no longer having a job because they got another instructor since I was a one of one. Right? Yeah, weird times. So with that, going out to Iraq, well, we were the first Navy, like full Navy battalion that actually worked with the Army. One of them, we weren't like the first Navy group to work with the Army, but during that time, right, this was like 2006, 2007 time frame. So with that, we were actually considered the first full Navy battalion, right? We actually had a CO, XO. I mean, we had officers, we had chiefs, we had all kinds of people, and basically everything we did. And it was for the CRAM, which is counter rocket and mortar defense, which is basically a CWIS, what the system I used to work on in the Navy, close-in weapon system. It's an anti-ship missile defense gun system, automatic gun system, and they converted it to be able to shoot rockets and mortars. So, and put it onto a 40-foot lowboy trailer. Well, yeah, with that, being out in country, well, the Army, to get rid of trash, to get rid of human waste, to get rid of a lot of these things, they burn it, right? They have these giant burn pits and everything, and that's how they get rid of it. So, yeah, going to some of these areas, right, because we had a few systems out there to where we'd have to travel, because I was part of the maintainers doing the maintenance on those systems. And we would have to go by those burn pits daily. Obviously we weren't out there doing them, so it wasn't the same as like the Army guys, having to be out there doing the burn pits. And I guarantee you, anybody that's ever been in the Army, from what I know, every single person has had to go do burn pit duty and burn poop. Yeah, and from what I hear, it's not fun. So kind of the same thing, for us in the Navy. Just about every single person has to go crank, which cranking, you're working down on the mess decks, right? Which is your food, your galley, clearing tables, cleaning tables, doing the dishes, taking out trash, right? All that good stuff. So every single military is going to have something to where you're not part of your parent division or work center or whatever you're at, that you have to go do something else temporarily. And it's an assignment, right? Well, yeah, because I was out in Iraq and around those burn pits and stuff like that, I don't like burning trash. I don't. It's very popular here in this state for burning cardboard, burning plastic, burning anything and everything, right? And only getting rid of, because you can go up and down these roads and you'll see, people have a trash receptacle out the street, but it hardly ever has anything in it. But then they have burn barrels back behind their house, and they'll sit there and burn everything. Well, because I was always around those burn pits, right, it's like ingrained in my noggin that, this is bad stuff. And there's actually part of medical issues that a lot of us military folks have from going out there is because of these burn pits, right? Humans are not meant to be breathing that stuff in for a long distance or a long period of time. It can actually cause, issues, respiratory issues, causes things. And I'm on that list, right? They have a list out there of, hey, if you were in this area during this time for this yada yada, this war or this thing going on, and you're around these burn pits, we'll put you on a list. And well, that's part of my VA stuff. So yeah, because of that, I don't like burning. So if I'm out here working on projects and doing stuff, and then, I know Dad did it a couple times, and I'd have to tell him, I was like, Dad, if I'm working on a project, I don't want to burn anything, because if the smoke starts coming towards the area that I'm working, I will have to leave. I won't be able to work on this project because I'm not going to just stand here in the smoke doing this stuff, right? I talked about this before to them. So it's not, I'm not bashing Dad or bashing Gladys or anybody, right? But Gladys, obviously, some of her medical stuff, right? She has memory losses, right? And there's a lot of times to where we'll have a conversation and she's like, nope, we've never talked about that a day in our life. Yes, we did. You just don't remember. So with things like that is, I constantly say, I don't want, and I even was trying to stop her. I was like, don't like that. I'm trying to work on a project. Don't burn. If we're going to do a burn day, we'll do it on a different day. And I caught her too late, and it had already started burning. So, because once you get a fire started, unless you have water right there ready to put it out, it's once it's going, it's going. So yeah, she was burning some cardboard, burning some trash and stuff, and then leaves, right? Mostly leaves is what she's doing. Well, it was all around the chicken coop, right? So obviously the leaves in front of the chicken coop, next to the chicken coop, all these things, and all that smoke was just coming right into my area. So I told her, I was like, I'm done. I'm going inside. I came over here to the pond, just trying to get out of it to allow it to go through. Well, some of the cardboard that she had burned, it did have some of like the little packing foam, or it's because she ended up getting a thing for the cat, right, for the kiddo's cat, and all that packaging, right, is what she burned. So obviously some of the little plastics that are in there, you're gonna smell that whenever it's burning, right? Well, once that stuff gets into your nostrils, then it just doesn't leave. So even though I was in fresh air over by the pond, I could still smell it. It was like trapped in all of my beard and everything, and I couldn't get away from it. So, and she's like, come back and work. I was like, no, I'm not. You know, I've already said these things in the past. So, I didn't really get like upset, right? A lot of times she'll be like, oh, you're mad at me. No, I'm not mad. It just, you know, if we're going to do a burn day, and we've talked about this, I was like, if we're going to do a burn day, we will do a burn day. We'll just come out here and that's all we're going to do, you know, is do leaves. I have some brush piles. I have other stuff. I was like, we can do a burn day. That's not a problem. It just, I know that if I'm going to be doing that, that I can be moving around to stay out of the smoke and I never have to deal with it. But if I'm trying to stay in one spot, i.e., you know, the chicken coop, which you can see, I already got some panels on it. That video will be coming out soon, right? Is if I can't move away from that spot and that smoke starts coming to me, then it's going to bother me, right? And I can't get out of it. So I ended up having to go inside for a few hours yesterday, and I wasn't able to finish the project. All in the one day that I wanted to get it done. So now I got to come back out here this morning and finish up with the other stuff. And obviously you can see now it's wet, right? It's not going to really hurt it. It does have the primer on there, but you don't want the backside of these getting wet, right? And I got the other one over there that's already cut. It just has to be hung, right? So yeah, I'm going to get back out here. I'm still finishing my coffee and whatnot, but I wanted to get out here and just kind of talk with y'all about some Navy stuff, some past stuff, things that are going on, and just a little behind the scenes of, hey, we're getting this thing going, getting it put together. So little sneak peeks, projects I really want to be working on. Oh no, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I accidentally hit the button or if it just stopped recording. So I don't know where it stopped at, but yeah, I was saying that I'm going to get back out here to finish up that project, but I'm going to go finish drinking my coffee. I still haven't had breakfast yet. The kiddo had breakfast. She's still watching Christmas movies and playing with her toys. But I had stated, and this is when I noticed, I was like, I really want to be working on this project, but I still have to finish this project before I can do that one. So, plus I also need to buy more materials for that, and I have to wait, and probably until next month, but we will see how that kind of goes. But yeah, man, it's cold. We actually had frost. Everything was white this morning. We had a bunch of frost this morning, so I'm also letting it warm up a little bit. But now I got to get back inside to get this edited and put out to y'all. And you probably noticed too, if you made it this far, that we've opened up some of our, so we went ahead and put this channel onto the paid partnership program through YouTube. And then, so it's going to have the thanks, like little special thanks you can do, right? Always hype us up. Right, if you like our content, both here and the main channel, hype us up. You know, share us out, help us grow. It's greatly appreciated. We want to get monetized. Every single bit of money that we earn on this channel, we're giving back to our veteran community, 100%. And then 20% over on the main channel, right? We've talked about that several times. And some of the biggest changes here is, yes, we do have memberships. Hit that join button, see what it's all about. It's all for the veterans, right? 100% of it is for the veterans. And these videos now, I'm going to be scheduling them. So whenever I'm done with the edit and getting them uploaded, I'm going to schedule them to come out at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time every single day. So if I'm able to get it edited early, then the members will have that early chance to be able to watch it beforehand. Now, obviously, if for whatever reason I have to edit these and it doesn't come out until after 3 p.m., then I'm just going to set it straight to public, right? But anyway, comments, right? You're going to get some special videos, members-only videos as well. We'll try to throw in some blooper stuff, some major projects that we're really wanting to, get behind the scenes type stuff that we don't really want to show on the main channel, but will show here, then that will also be for members only as well. So go check it out. It's greatly appreciated. All right. So with that being said, hopefully you guys have a great day, staying warm out there, and always get out there, think of veteran every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Later, friends.